Everyone who bought these roses disappeared. I found the shop 3 days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't on any map, no website, no reviews, just a narrow storefront wedged between a boarded-up bakery and a laundromat that smelled like mildew and old coins. The sign above the door was hand-painted, the letters slightly crooked, as if whoever made it had shaky hands, or didn't care to be precise. "Roses don't wilt here." I laughed when I read it. Everyone says that. Florists sell hope more than flowers. Still, something about the place pulled me inside. A bell chimed softly as I opened the door. The shop was warm, too warm for winter. The air was thick with the smell of roses, sweet at first, then something darker underneath. Like metal, like rain hitting rust. The roses filled the room, dozens of them, hundreds, every shade imaginable, colors so deep they almost looked wet. Crimson, blush, bone white with veins of pink running through the petals. They were not in vases, they were planted directly into dark soil, packed into long wooden boxes that lined the walls. No sunlight touched them, no grow lights, and yet they looked alive in a way flowers usually don't. I leaned closer. The petals were warm. "Careful," a voice said gently. "They don't like to be startled." I jumped. The florist stood behind the counter, an older woman, hard to place her age. Her hair was silver, neatly braided, her hands stained with soil that never seemed to wash off completely. "I'm sorry," I said. "I didn't hear you," she smiled. "People rarely do." I told her I needed roses. Valentine's Day, for someone I loved. Her eyes lingered on me longer than was comfortable. I nodded. Eventually, she moved among the roses, fingers brushing petals with practiced care. When she cut a dozen deep red blooms, I noticed something strange. No water dripped from the stems, no sap either. Just dark, damp ends that smelled faintly of earth. "They'll last," she said, wrapping them carefully. "Longer than you expect." I gave the roses to Emma that night. She smiled when she saw them. Really smiled, the way she used to before things became complicated. "They're beautiful," she said. "Where did you get them?" "Just a shop downtown. She put them in a vase anyway, even though I told her they didn't need water." Days passed. The roses didn't change, not a petal wilted, not a single edge browned. If anything, they looked fuller, healthier. Emma stopped smiling. "They make me uncomfortable," she admitted one night. "I keep smelling dirt, like wet soil." I laughed it off, but I smelled it too. Sometimes, late at night, I could swear I heard something faint, like roots shifting underground, like a slow, patient breathing. Emma started having dreams. She said someone stood at the foot of the bed, watching her sleep. She said their face was covered in petals. On the 7th day, she was gone. No note, no signs of struggle, just an empty apartment and a vase of roses that seemed to glow in the low light. I called the police, filed reports, waited. They asked if we'd been fighting. We had. They asked if she'd seemed scared. She had. They asked where the roses came from. I didn't tell them. That night, I went back to the shop. The bell chimed again. There were more roses now, new ones, blooming where empty soil had been before. "Something's wrong?" the florist questioned. "My partner is missing." I replied. The florist nodded slowly, as if she already knew. "Love has a way of wandering," she said. I noticed something then, small objects half buried in the soil, a glint of metal. I knelt and brushed dirt aside. A ring, not mine, old, tarnished, still beautiful. "How long have you been here?" I asked. She smiled. "Longer than most relationships last." That night I couldn't sleep. I searched online. Old records, newspaper archives. The shop had existed for decades. Same sign, same slogan. Different missing people, always around Valentine's Day, Always someone who loved too deeply, or not enough. I returned after closing. The back door was unlocked. The smell hit me first, wet earth and rot, sweet and unbearable. I found the trap door beneath the rose displays. It opened with a soft groan. Below was a cellar. Roots filled the space, thick and pale, twisting like veins. Human bones were woven between them, held together by dirt and time. Skulls cradled like offerings, ribs wrapped in vines. Jewelry glittered faintly in the dark. Wedding bands, lockets, pressed Valentine cards. Their ink bled into the soil. I fell to my knees, the roots pulsed. "You weren't supposed to see this yet," the florist said behind me. I turned. She stood at the top of the stairs, calm as ever. "What did you do to her?" I whispered. She descended slowly. "I gave your love somewhere to go." She knelt beside a thick cluster of roots and brushed soil away. A rose bloomed instantly, opening before my eyes. Its color was familiar, Emma's favorite shade. "Love doesn't die," the florist said. "It decomposes, it feeds, it grows." I screamed her name. The roots tightened. Something shifted beneath the soil. "You couldn't let her go," the florist continued. "Neither could she. That kind of love always comes back to us." I noticed then how vibrant the roses she had pressed into my hands had become. How strong, how alive. She handed me a pair of pruning shears. "They need tending," she said. "And now, so do you." I dropped them and ran. I don't remember how I got home. The roses were already there, not in a vase, in the floor. Their stems had broken through the tiles, splitting the concrete as pale roots crawled across my living room. I tried to pull them out. They didn't move, because they were already attached to me. My feet wouldn't lift from the ground. The smell of roses clung to my skin, to my breath. Every morning I wake heavier, stiffer. My veins darken, branching beneath my skin like roots, searching for soil. When I cough, petals fall from my mouth. That was weeks ago. The police stopped calling. No one comes inside anymore. The roses keep blooming. Every day one of them opens wider than the rest. Red, fresh, warm. I can feel it when it happens. And tonight I hear the bell downstairs. Someone has opened the shop. Someone is buying roses. And deep beneath the soil, I am still growing. The roses never stop growing, and neither does the darkness beneath. Every root, every bloom holds a secret, waiting to consume the next careless soul. Don't let the story end here. Subscribe, like, and comment before the shop opens again, and the roses come for you.